Hi Culinary, I wanted to go over the second part of our Quesadilla Lab really quick. I'm not going to go through step by step, but there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about. So, really quick, when you guys come in here on your second day, so either Wednesday or Thursday, I will have your bags of chicken pulled out in the tow tray as you put them in on your first day. So right now I just have one bag out for the demonstration. So as I mentioned in class, it might be a good idea once you are suited up, hands washed, kitchen sanitized, to have one of your group members to be in charge of just coming up, grabbing your chicken, and going over to your kitchen and start cooking it up. All right, what are we going to cook our chicken in? We're going to cook our chicken in a skillet, all right, which looks like this. This is kind of a saute pan actually, but this would work, all right? So a skillet is the shallow one, all right? One handle. And we're going to be using olive oil in there. All right, now depending on how much liquid you have in your bag, I would like to use a little bit of that liquid in here when I'm frying it up, just help get some of that flavor in there. All right, and it's going to be on our stove top. Now, should we have it on high? Probably not. Probably you want it on that, between that medium high. All right, so we're gonna put our chicken in our skillet on our stove top and cook it and get it going. The other person then in our group is going to be responsible probably then for getting the rest of our ingredients. Now, when I looked over my recipe, I saw that there was some ingredients that were optional. Basically, the bell peppers were optional. Now, unfortunately, it says on here green, red, and yellow bell peppers. Walmart only had red and yellow bell peppers, so green peppers were not an option. So if your group decided that they wanted bell peppers, you can choose between red and yellow. Remember, they were optional. You do not have to take them. But you'll have to grab the taco seasoning mix, the onion, the cheese. You already have your chicken breast, and then the salt and the pepper. All right, and then obviously the tortillas. So cheese, I'm not worried. You guys know how to grab that. Tortilla shells, you guys will know how to grab that. Remember, it's 2 per person. All right, because we need a bottom and we need a top. We are going to make our quesadillas on griddles, all right? I will have those pulled up on the front of the room, all right? And then there will be a plug-in that goes with them, all right? The reason why we are going to put them on griddles versus using a skillet is we'll be able to make both of them at the same time, allowing you guys to get out of here and eating them and back onto your next class on time. So that's why we're going to be using the griddles and using the cooking spray before we put them down. All right. Another thing I want to talk about is we're going to be using the chef knives. I will probably have the knives pulled out, but if ever there's a time in our class where I don't have our knives pulled out, they are in this front table in this top right drawer. All right. So the knives are all up here. You don't have to ask permission. You're allowed to come up and grab those. All right, chef knives are in a sheath. You can pull it out. When you are using a knife, after you are done, you want to wash it and dry it completely. Please do not put dirty knives into the sheath. All right, it'll get dirty in here and then it'll sit and it'll ruin our knives. And these are nice knives. We want to keep them nice. Also make sure that they are dry before you put them in the sheath. Okay, and then put it back up here. All right, so you're going to need a knife for your onion as well as for the pepper. Now, if you've noticed on your recipe, you only need 1/4 of an onion. So I have a whole onion here. What does that tell me? I only need 1/4 of it. So what's 1/4 of an onion? 1/4 of an onion, all right, I'm not going to cut it right now, but I would cut it in half. Okay, so I'd cut it all the way down and then in half again. So I would have 4 chunks, right? 1/4. We're doing math again. It's fun. Math is fun. All right. So I would maybe want to talk to 3 other groups, okay, and see if they want to share, or up here, just cut a chunk and go on my merry way. Either way is fine. My bell pepper. All right, you will notice for the bell pepper, it says I need to have it seeded. So when I cut my bell pepper, when I cut it in half and open it up, I will actually show you, you will see that there are seeds in here. I will need to scrape those out, all right, with a spoon, all right, and then I can go ahead and slice. Now again, it says 1/4, so then I would want to cut in half again, and then just use that one chunk. All right, so again, talk to another group, see if they wanted to use that other piece of the pepper, or just leave it up here for another group to grab. Remember, again, this is a safety and sanitation lab. Every lab is a safety and sanitation lab, but especially this one, since that was our concept for this week and last week. So I'm really going to be watching it. Absolutely no sweatshirts. Hair needs to be back. We're not touching our masks, our faces. I'm really going to be watching. How are you working with the raw chicken? Working with the produce. All right, no cross-contamination. Again, we only have 40 minutes, so we need to get everything done, cooked, eaten, cleaned up, and out of here all in that time. All right? Have fun.